happens very shortly. 8.4, next port of call is Southampton, and 908 on board.
Britannia VTS, all received, so thank you. Well, no immediate traffic. Looking ahead, you have a DC pass with the Zin Shang Shu, moving 2.5 miles south of the map, 2015.
Sorry, which ship was that, Pete?
The Zin Shang Shu.
Yeah, we'll receive, thank you.
Ahoy, shipmates. Don't know if you heard that.
St George VTS, bleeding call also, sir.
Good evening, Pete. St George, your port side to S-Zone. Thank you very much.
That's all received, thanks, good evening.
The Britannia is just singling up and...
VTS, all received, thank you. The signal fleet are outbound, grounding Calshot is not clear channel. And no inbound traffic to affect you at this time.
And she'll be departing shortly. I just need to go and configure a few things a second. She'll be back. Yes, there was a bit of radio traffic there between Britannia and, yes, the vessel services in port. Apparently Britannia is leaving Southampton, coming back to Southampton, so that's why we couldn't. That's why we couldn't work out what her destination was.
Michelle VTS, that's all, copy, thank you.
Also, I think she's almost fully crewed up. A big change to recent events. Yes, there was a bit of radio traffic there between... Oops, listening to myself again. Oh, ahoy there, Jonah Peters. Where's she going to? She's going to Southampton. Leading Southampton and returning to Southampton. I'd imagine it's probably a familiarisation trip for all the crew on board. First time that will be a full complement of crew on board in some time. Ahoy, there's...
Yes, Britannia.
Britannia, BTS, good evening.
Good evening, 22 burns down to SO6, please. The draft's 4.3. PEC's 1109, and we have 12 on board.
Britannia, BTS, you were broken after your draft, 4.3, please repeat.
Draft is 4.3, the PEC's 1109, and we have 12 persons on board.
Britannia, BTS, that's all, copy, thank you.
Yes, indeed, I saw someone... Yeah, there you go, Kevin's got the crew numbers, 908 crew on board, so certainly getting much nearer to full complement of crew members.
Bargate, BTS, sir.
Indeed, the crew on board. Doug, going to shortly leave Stockade, Nagawa, for the immerse. Please on.
BTS, all, copy, thank you.
Oh, ahoy there, Typhoon 1, and that's Typhoon 1 makes a good point. ships can only generate water. They're steaming. So they essential in
Contact Town, VTS, over.
it is essential they do a bit of steaming to generate water.
Southampton VTS, that's all copied. Traffic information, the Xin Shangshu, 4 miles to your northwest, is about to take a pilot, and then she'll be inbound. The Mimi Shorty, the new Grand Boy, is outbound to the south.
It was the container ship Jingshan Shu. Radio operator on the Britannia struggled to hear the name of because it doesn't sound very normal for a ship name.
Southampton VTS, Britannia.
Britannia VTS, over.
Yeah, correction to the crew number 907.
907, thank you.
You know, I believe we could actually see the chap on the radio on the cruise cam. How about that? I do like the power of the zoom lens on cruise cam. It's fantastic. So the maximum crew on the Britannia is 1,398, so getting very near full numbers. In case you're wondering, Britannia, name of the ship, registered in the port of Southampton. Didn't just read that off the stern of the vessel. Can't see anyone on the balconies currently. Once the cruising commences, we'll certainly have an excellent opportunity to see shipmates on the balconies. Fairly clear evening as well. We can see right down to the Solent. The background there, you can see the Ro-Ros just left, visible on the other side of Cowshot Spit. Speaking of Cowshot Spit, when the Iona, the P&O's new flagship, comes in on Sunday morning, about 10:15, she'll be visible at the centre of the picture here. She'll have a water salute with a tug spraying water all the way up Southampton Water, to the point where you can see the Red Funnel Ferry centre here, all the way up to the port, all the way up to her berth.
I mean, short TVTS.
So if you want to
Short TVTS, that's all copied. The traffic information, the Xing Shangshu, 4 miles south of Natal, about to take a pilot inbound. The Torm Gidia to the east of nav anchorage number 12 is inbound for nav anchorage number 2, over.
I can't really see. Okay, I can see some lines. Okay, so this isn't quite singled up yet.
Short TVTS, have a good watch, thank you. The Torm Gidia is going to nav anchorage number 2, over.
Oh, yep, we can see a shipmate here trying to untangle all the lines. Yeah, like I say, the P&O Iona's flagship will be coming in Sunday morning. I shall be live streaming that, so don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell, because then when the live stream goes live, you'll be notified. Can't give an exact time. Ship arrivals are a little more complicated than ship departures, and tend to vary depending on the weather. It looks like it's going to be a bit damp Sunday morning as well, which is a shame, because I was going to live stream from a boat up Southampton Water and live stream the drone. I think it's going to be way too wet for the drone. Potentially too wet to be on a boat as well. But as ever, the forecast is variable. Country. There is a bit of a gamble. So see, probably Saturday likely what will happen. I did see someone in the comments saying that the ships are building up with a greater number of crew on board, and that's absolutely right. During the last sort of 18 months.
Red Eagle VTS.
VTS, Red Eagle.
Red Eagle VTS, we're turning it underway from the Empress outbound.
Copy, thank you.
Yeah, during the lockdown, they've been.
VTS, so it's Furby, good evening. Straight from Ocean 44, out for the Merce boat.
Furby VTS, that's all copy traffic information. Red Eagle, northwest Netley inbound.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, during lockdown, crew numbers were the sort of circa 100 to 200, or like 150. But last couple of weeks, the number of crew have been building. I mean, you've got 1,000, 1,500 crew on board. It takes a while to get them all on because they don't necessarily live in the UK. They probably live all over the world, so they've got to fly over and arrive. Oh, ahoy there, Helen Jones.
Join Red Eagle, yeah, signal to green, sir.
Evening, green to green, thank you.
Ah, Tina, excellent. Tina Betts is top shipmate on board. I've been talking to her son, captain of the Iona, and we've been trying to sort out what we can do.
VTS, Britannia, just letting go from 46. Britannia VTS, that's all copy traffic information. Red Eagle, northwest Netley inbound.
All received, thank you.
Red Eagle VTS.
VTS, Red Eagle.
Red Eagle VTS, traffic information. The Furby coming out of Ocean Dock up into the docks, and Britannia underway for 46 Bertha.
That's all copied. What's that? Main permission to maintain our speed.
Red Eagle VTS, yes, with caution for the Britannia and the Furby.
All copied.
As we could hear there, the Britannia has singled up, so can't see any lines.
Red Eagle VTS.
VTS, Red Eagle.
VTS dockhead tide gauge, 2 meters over.
That's all copied. Thank you, sir.
City Chichester VTS over.
Oh yes, it's just got a message from the captain of the Iona, says that conditions are good for Sunday and we'll be able to get into port. The wind isn't too bad.
City Chichester VTS, that's all copied. There's nothing reported out to the west over.
Winds may not be too bad for a cruise ship, but I have a feeling that the wind and rain won't be very good for running. She's just singling up now, just getting ready to leave. Yes, it's looking unfortunate, but anyway, yes, don't forget, yeah, if you like to say to you, don't forget to subscribe. Hit that notification bell, because then when the live stream goes live Sunday morning with Iona's arrival, notified, little variable, what time we're going live. Depending on weather conditions, may be able to see her.
VDS, Red Osprey, good evening. We'll just be leaving running berth for the Eagle to come in. We'll be just drifting off on the Reds.
VTS, that's all copied. It's a Furby approaching Royal Pier up into the docks. Britannia underway for 46 Bertha.
Yeah, depending what the weather conditions are, we may not see her from all the way over to the Isle of Wight, or it's maybe much closer. Kean here says, any horn blasts? I haven't heard any yet, or I'm potentially on the wrong camera. I can definitely see some movement now. She's moving backwards. Oh, I think it's probably appropriate now. I just a big shout out to the captain of the Iona, who's just said he's watching my live stream. So, ahoy there, Captain Jack. Just explaining that, unfortunately, weather conditions are looking a little hit and miss for Sunday for me droning. Good for you to arrive in port. A little complicated for me to drone in the western wind and potentially a little wet in the speedboat. But if the conditions are good, I'll be live streaming from a speedboat. Nothing if not ambitious. Like the odd technical hurdle. This is the ocean terminal that you can see in front of us here, the big silver building. So if you are booked on a cruise coming out of Southampton, there's a good chance you'll be on the ocean terminal. Very popular with the Queen Mary too. See here, Britannia is just creeping out behind the old Harbour House building. See a couple of red funnel ferries as well. A couple of shipmates on the very front there. It looks to me like, look at this. This is new. I've not noticed this before. To me, there's like a whole little stage coming up here. Lights and so on. I have read in the port information, notice to mariners, that there will be light shows and all sorts going on for Iona. I'm not sure if it was here. I thought it was down in the other part of the dock, but perhaps the Iona will be having a light show here, actually. Should ask the captain. I'm sure he can tell me. A couple of passengers on the... Sorry, not passengers. A crew on their balconies. And of course, it's not long now before the MSC Virtuosa will be the first passenger ship to leave with passengers on board, and that's on May the 20th, which is Thursday. And I think that'll be quite an impressive cruise, as full complement of, or near full complement of crew, but instead of the 4,000 or 5,000 passengers, she only has 1,000 passengers on board, so the 1,300 crew to 1,000 passengers, which is a phenomenal ratio. Imagine the customer service will be excellent, and a brand new ship as well. Kevin too is also giving you the Mariners. But I know there's no passengers on. I'm surprised the crew are still using the passenger rooms, below deck, but they're getting a taste of going on. Yeah, we get a good view here from cruise cam of the passengers on board. The small white and red ferry in front of us here is the Red Kestrel freight only, even from the Isle of Wight. Actually, I'm not sure when the first passenger cruise is. Britannia. In June. I've been concentrating more on the arrival of the Iona. Also the Sea Virtuosa departing. But interestingly, also in port at the moment, just on the left of the screen there, you can just about see the top of it. I'll probably zoom in on port cam. Is the sail training ship Tenacious tall ship. Tallest ship, the tallest wooden masted ship currently afloat. She's been in and out of port quite a bit recently. And she looks pretty good. I've yet to catch her with her sails up, but a few weeks ago we did catch her on the cruise cam with training going on. Also a very back there, you can really see. New 131-foot Sunseeker yacht that's come in recently. That came in a couple of days ago. Like it needs finishing. And of course, not only do we have cruise ships, ro-ros, container ships, ferries, we have our own super yacht well at the moment, and that will be Super Yacht Zen. Zen. She's a pretty fantastic yacht. I've got a video on my channel if you care to watch the video. She's actually in port for quite a while. I'm not sure why, but I imagine she's brand new, just been delivered to a customer, so she's probably being fitted out. A fairly simple departure for Britannia this evening, straight out, 46 berth, and then down Southampton water. Speed will be limited here in port to 6 knots. Oh, wait, they're keen heat? No, she doesn't flip around here, she just goes straight out. There's no need to do any turning here. Interestingly, the captain of the Iona was giving me some information. So the new flagship will be the Iona. Britannia. It's christened in March of 2015, so it's not that old. And the Iona is brand new. But interestingly, the length of the Britannia is 1,082 feet, and Iona be coming in at 3 feet longer. I believe that she's quite a lot more passengers as well. Should be quite the sight. You better see her from a long way away. Total capacity of passengers, of course, on the Britannia is 3,600 odd for passengers at the moment. Was hoping for a nice sunset this evening, but it's not particularly astonishing. It would, unfortunately, when we're filming this filming away from the sunset, so rather dulls the picture, whereas the other day when MSC Virtuosa was arriving, we had a really good shot into the sun on a good day. I've had some really good skies lately. And you get a glimpse of flame there in the very background. That's part of the Hawley refinery. You can see a few shipmates on this side of the ship as well. Good, lush in Bristol land, amazing view. Thank you, shipmates. Thank you. Richard Lewis. There's how many passengers go on board? I think about 1,360. Sorry, 3,600 passengers. None at the moment. I'm not sure entirely where she's going. I think she's just going to steam around, chow for a bit, and she's back into port. Click across to the port cam and you'll actually get a much better view of the Tenacious, the tall ship, training ship. Yeah, indeed, shipmate. I see Alan Hussey. Britannia looks great. Agree. I think Iona looks very similar from what I've seen of the pictures. I think she's a lot larger. Trying to give live stream from the water on Sunday when she arrives on Sunday morning. I'm not sure that's going to be possible due to weather conditions. It's a shame. Or there, Eileen Toombs, first time on air live. We'll see it again. Yes. Thank you. And if you are enjoying this, do think about subscribing, because the live streams are a little unpredictable in their timings due to the ships coming and going. So if you do subscribe and hit that notification bell, then you'll know exactly what's happening. Ahoy there, David Oakley. Any chance I could put the camera on the new OSC? I'm afraid I can't. The camera that I need to do for that is port cam, or the box cam, and you could just about see the edge of the MSC Virtuoso, but there's a building in the way, and that's about as much as I can see. Oh, well, ahoy there, Adam Grundy. Indeed, going on the Britannia next year. Can't wait. Sure you can't. There'll be a lot of people who are very keen indeed to get back to cruising. Fortunately, we'll be missing the Britannia slightly as she disappears. Rain silos at the end. That's just where she'll be picking up speed. But I shall be following her all the way down Southampton water, because it appears that visibility is pretty good this evening. The light is failing us, but visibility is good enough, so I shall carry on following her. Tracy Morris, where's Britannia heading? Apparently she's heading to Southampton. I'm not sure. Oh, ahoy there, Captain Jack. Just taken off Rotterdam, and he's on the way to Southampton. Excellent. I shall be tracking your progress and following you up Southampton water via various different means or I think we're going to have quite a treat of new ships coming in this year, shipmates. It's because of the lockdown, there were a number of cruise ships, maiden voyages due to depart. Had them. Could be quite exciting. There's often a big display when there's a new ship leaving, especially if you've got some Iona flagship. Yeah, the MSC Virtuosa, she came in the other day with a water salute. Off on Thursday. Crew on board and First to leave port, and I should definitely be doing a live stream for that. It's 7 o'clock in the evening, she'll be leaving. There'll be no fireworks for departure, unfortunately, but there will be a fair amount of razzmatazz. Oh, ahoy there, Janet Halton. You've booked Iona twice, but not for the start cruises. Looking forward to Sunday and the virtual opening event. Yeah, I hear there's a virtual opening event. Oh, ahoy there, Life in the Park. You're on the Regal Princess and Disney Magic. Oh, don't forget, shipmates, if you are on a cruise ship out of the port of Southampton, do think about giving us a wave. I haven't had an opportunity yet to find a waiver on a cruise ship, but it's going to happen. Update from Captain Jack. So Iron is due into Ocean Terminal, which is the silver building you can see in front of us. Guessing that's what all that disco lighting is down at berth there. Probably part of the virtual ceremony. We should be able to join in. Be able to watch it from a distance. Fortunately, the cruise cam doesn't have any sound located on a residential building, and I didn't want to pick up. Having a nice time. Bit of a shame. Port cam picks up sound. If there is any hooting and honking, we'll get it on port cam. Captain Jack assures me that he'll be hooting all the way up Southampton water. Bound to pick up something. Ahoy there, Larry and Linda Leeming. How can Britannia sail to Southampton? I thought she just sailed from Southampton. Absolutely right. Well, she's leaving Southampton and she's just steaming up and down the English Channel, one would imagine. Then she'll just coming back. Her destination is, in fact, Southampton, even though she's in Southampton. Which would be true of the cruises when they start. All of the cruises are starting in Southampton and returning to Southampton unusually. I think this is a great opportunity to explore the British Isles for cruising. It's not often you get that opportunity. Most of the time, they go off to, I was going to say, luxurious destinations. That would suggest that the UK is not a luxurious destination. It's not true. I think a little trip round the Scilly Isles and perhaps round up the Irish Sea. I know later in the year that they're actually going to have embarkation stops at the somewhere in Scotland and probably Liverpool. The big chimney you can see in the back there is part of the Fawley power station. It's now disused and was due to be blown up earlier last year. I think it's going to be blown up this year. And of course, when it gets blown up, I shall be live streaming that. I'll try to get the drone in and the camera here with a great view as well. Oh, ahoy there, Lewis Mitchell. I'm new to this channel. Where are you based? Give you a clue. Name. We're in the Solent. Solent is the body of water between the Isle of Wight and Southampton. That's exactly where we are. Oh, ahoy there, cruise monkeys. Imagine you're getting ready to get onto the MSC Virtuosa. How long are you on the MSC Virtuosa cruise monkeys? Is it just a short trip, a 4-nighter or something, or is it a little bit longer? Cruise monkeys run a cruise ship review channel. The visibility is quite good this evening. Oh, ahoy there, Miss Lost Boy Forever. Captain Jack is sailing the brand new P&O flagship Iona, Southampton. That's Sunday morning. I should be live streaming that by various different means, or of course just the one means. The weather's poor. If I do think about subscribing, because it does mean that when I go live, you'll happening. It's a little difficult to predict the arrival times. We get a window, of course, roughly when they're going to arrive. And depending on the visibility, I might start the stream quite early if I can see the Iona coming up Southampton water. Or if it's really awful, I wait until it gets a bit closer. Yes, Victor Tilson. Yes, the cruise monkeys have promised they'll be waving. Be spot. frantically waving their monkey arms. The slightly darker greyish lump in the distance is the Isle of Wight. Oh, ahoy there, Keith Rowley. Iona is coming in Sunday morning. He'll be arriving in port at about 10:45. I will probably live streaming from somewhere in the region of 9:30 to 10, I would imagine, depending on visibility, so on and so forth. Ah, Captain Jack's bringing us information. 5,200 people on board the Iona. Really looks quite a bit bigger than the Britannia. Ahoy there, Robert Eggleshaw. Looking forward to seeing Iona. Yep, I am looking forward as well. I think she'll be in and out of port a couple of times, so even if the conditions aren't brilliant, Sunday we'll have another opportunity to see her. I would imagine on her maiden voyage out with passengers there'll also probably be a spray and so as well, so we'll have a lot of fairly interesting live streams to come up. You can see a tall sticky building in the very far distance. Air traffic control tower, well that's the RNLI tower, and they overlook the whole of Southampton water and look out for sailors in danger and trouble. Oh, ahoy there, Paul Hawkins. You really enjoy the channel. It's relaxing to watch. So pleased you're enjoying it. Ahoy there, John Taylor. No hovercrafts. No, there's no hovercrafts in this port particularly. But we can occasionally see the hovercrafts going between Portsmouth and Ryde. They are very distant and very blurry. I do need to expand the camera network a little bit around the Solent. Can't get full coverage at the moment. I am trying to expand to new destinations. Oh yes, sorry, Phil Hodges is right, yes. It's where the tower is where the RNLI is based, but it's the I in the tower. Too many acronyms sometimes. You can just see the Britannia now is just about to pass the Fawley oil refinery. Tankers come to fill up. Oh, here the Castle Transport. We've been on board Britannia and looking forward to our owner. Yep, I can imagine you would be. No, the vessel's not that much longer. I think it's probably quite a bit more girthy. It's a bit taller, a little bit wider. Imagine there's a whole series of facilities on board, cruising up to date. Oh, there, Darren Bird. No, there are no passengers on board at the moment. Thursday, May the 20th will be the first day with passengers. Oh, ahoy there, Phil. You are an NCI watchkeeper. Oh, excellent. How would you like to host a camera for me, Phil? Do you think that would be possible to expand coverage around the Solent? Wouldn't cost you a penny. All make charitable contributions to the cause. If this is possible, just let me know or send me an email. Send an email to captain@ahoyshipmate.com. Annoyingly, the Associated British Ports have seen fit to park a crane right in the way. This crane features frequently in the videos. Oh, thank you, Phil Hodges. Thank you very much indeed. Should be fairly unintrusive. And if they would like to talk more about it, just drop me an email. Captain Jack's just about to enter the North Sea. He was telling me earlier that it takes 2 hours to get to the North Sea from the port of Rotterdam. And I was thinking that's not too dissimilar, I would imagine, getting from 44 berth out to the English Channel. You have to go down Southampton Water, around Cowshot Spit, go for a little spin around Bramble Bank, past the Isle of Wight, and then out. So I would imagine that's probably going to take 2 hours to get round to the nav anchorage. No, it's similar. Oh, ahoy there, 758 John. Ah, Phil Hodges, tower owned by ABP. Ah. What's ABP? ABP, or Associated British Ports, are guardians of the port area here. They control everything. The waterways, all the docks. Ahoy there, official Clarence. Is it muggy there or rainy? No, it's not. It's not muggy. It's not rainy. It's just a bit misty. And don't forget that this is actually quite a long way. That land that you can see in the very distance is about 15 miles away. 15 miles is, even when visibility is clear, it doesn't take a lot to make it look a little hazy. Oh, ahoy there, Emma Harrison, the perfect business brother. Oh, you love the channel, can't get enough of it. That's fantastic. Just what I'd like to hear. Can't beat rubbing the captain's ego with a statement like that. Oh, ahoy there, Caroline Chadwell from Tennessee. Caroline Chadwell, do by any chance you happen to live in Lynchburg, Tennessee, or somewhere near? You can see here one of the many multi-storey car parks that are scattered around the docks, storing new cars for export and import. Had a shipmate on the channel the other day that said during his day at work in the docks he had loaded 300 Bentleys and 600 Minis. Quite an amazing feat. Just goes to show you we do manufacture things in this country, even though you do hear a lot of people saying we don't make anything. We do make things. Caroline Channel, south of Nashville. Oh, ahoy there, Tim Wagner from North Carolina. Beautiful ship. The US isn't cruising yet. Ah, interesting. Do you know when the US will start cruising? Because we're going to start cruising May the 20th, UK. Although it is only, I think it's only for UK passengers. Not sure. But you have to be tested beforehand when you get on board. Don't have to be vaccinated, but you do have to be tested. And I imagine that's fairly safe. Once you're all aboard, if you're not getting off, don't really see the problem. Boy there, Benjamin Bartle, makes Titanic look like a dinky toy. You're absolutely right, shipmate. You'd be surprised, in reality, how small Titanic is compared to the modern cruise liners. Oh, ahoy there, JK, no problem. Happy to oblige. Oh, ahoy there, Paul M. Could have a word with the owner of the South Parade Pier regarding getting camera there. Yeah, I am having words with people, but it's just sort of a slow process. Not everyone is terribly keen to have a camera located on the building. I contacted a few people and not heard back. You know, it's just a slow process, but we've got time. Time to expand the network. The Britannia now has just started to turn to starboard. A little further to go, and then swing round Cowshot Spit. Well, I think the next live stream is definitely going to be maiden arrival of the P&O's new flagship, the Iona, on the Sunday morning. I was going to give you the time, but the time's a little flexible. So you're arriving in port around 10:45 in the morning, and probably starting the live stream somewhere around 9:30, 10, depending on visibility and conditions. So if you don't want to miss out on the arrival of the Iona, do think about subscribing and hitting that notification bell. And as soon as I go live, you'll be notified. Could be going live from a speedboat. Could be doing live droning. Actually, the current weather forecast seems to suggest that it'll probably be just from the static cameras again. Not if that's a problem. Great view from these cameras. We can get to see Iona, getting on visibility, potentially all the way almost right pier. But if the weather does improve, we could have some exciting live drone footage. I have flown the drone before from a small boat. Quite a challenge. It's also particularly challenging to land it. Taking off's not so bad because they just go straight up, but trying to land it is, how shall I say this one? It is an experience because the boat's move that you're on, not as it moving forwards and backwards, it's bobbing up and down the water, and the drone is steady. You have to sort of try and catch the drone. The drone's got lots of propellers spinning around really fast, that are really sharp and very near your hands and fingers. It's sort of like a death-defying experience to try and catch the drone from a boat. But the advantage is you get fantastic is something that you couldn't do from land, because we're slightly restricted on how far we can fly the drone. Also, if you're moving with the drone, restriction doesn't exist. Ahoy there, Discover Weymouth. You're on Iona in October. Excellent. Where are you going in October? Will that be a international cruise, or is that still a UK-based cruise? Ahoy there, Brenda Surrett. Speech is very slow. Probably haven't had enough rums yet. Speed me up. Ride Pier. Oh, information from Captain Jack. Ride Pier about 9:30. Southampton Water about 9:55. Coming alongside at 10:47 a.m. There we go. So I would imagine that Ride Pier. So if visibility is good, we could well be starting the live stream about 9:30, and I imagine we'll certainly see her coming along Southampton Water. So that's about 10 o'clock. I'll probably set the live stream for somewhere probably 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock. I shall track Captain Jack via AIS, see where he is. You can see now the Britannia is starting to a bit more to starboard. There is a large bank pretty much right in front of Britannia now, called Bramble Bank, right in the centre of the Solent. Very large, sandy, gravelly bank. At low tide, it's completely exposed. Ahoy there, official Clarence. Do you provide your camera statistics? Sure. What sort of cameras would you be interested in? What do you mean, specifications of the cameras or number of viewers? YouTube provides you with all sorts of exciting statistics which I like to delve through. I don't have any questions for you, Jack. I'm just looking forward to potentially maybe having a tour of the bridge at some point, if you could arrange that. And certainly perhaps I think a Q&A session would be good. We could do a live Q&A session with questions from viewers. Who's got lots of questions about cruise ships which I can't answer, and I'm sure someone of your position will know all the answers. So perhaps when you're bought not maiden voyage, get in a little session. Oh, official Clarence, if you go to a website, there is information on the cameras there. Actually, the information of the cameras is actually on the camera pages. So if you go to Cruise Cam, they'll link there to the camera. I'm using Cruise Cam. The link in the description for the cameras. I mean, Port Cam and Cruise Cam and Box Cam. Two different cameras. Cruise Cam's a 4K camera. The other two are just cameras. That was a question from Newsgirl 100. Will the P&O only be sailing full or with empty cabins? Or Captain Jack gets in there. Kevin says 1,000 passengers maximum capacity. I think that's due to COVID. Either 20% capacity or 1,000 greater. Very similar to the sporting events. I just checked back in port, and unfortunately it's not a very interesting sunset at all this evening. It's very grey clouds. Great sun. Moment. Well, that's okay, Emma Harrison. You can watch it on the replay. If the weather's bad, of course, it means I won't be able to drone her either, which is very disappointing. Oh, Gert Lush Bristol, what is the height of Britannia? You've hit the one question that I struggle to answer. Well, 70 metres. But quite a few of the ships don't list their air draft. List the length and breadth and They don't list air draft, which is interesting because when I'm flying my drone, certain parts of the port, there is a restriction on how high I can fly due to the Southampton Eastleigh Airport's approach path to the runway straight over the water. Now, I can only fly at 70 metres high, yet some of the ships are higher than 70 metres, which I do find a little odd. So if I'm on the wrong side of the ship, when the ship gets between me and the drone, I lose contact with the drone because I can't go high enough to get past the ship. I mean, I understand the restrictions and safety with aircraft, but it seems a bit odd when the ships are higher than how high I can fly. Yep, that's perfect, Larry Linda Learning. Yeah, watch it on the replay. And if the weather is good enough and I get the drone up, I might have a drone video out as well, so you better watch that too. This is the point where the crane, rather distracting feature. The crane does move, but seems to return to the same spot. P blocking. And of course that's Super Yacht Zen. Not clear who the owner of Super Yacht Zen is. I've heard various things, but nothing that seems to be particularly confirming one way or the other. If you're the owner of a super yacht, you tend to keep yourself a little bit hidden, unless of course you're a Russian oligarch where to tell everyone that's your super yacht. Do get a number of super yachts here in the port of Southampton. In fact, we had Dilbar in last year, and Dilbar is the third largest super yacht in the world, and it was an impressive sight. Zen here is a very large super yacht, but Dilbar was probably 3 times the size of Zen. In fact, Dilbar cost about the same price as Britannia. Can't imagine a single person's super yacht costing the same price as an entire cruise ship. Oh, ahoy there, Spiderlog. I can tell you that she'll be in a warm layup. Cold layup, not something that easily entered into with the cruise ships. Warm layup is when you keep the systems running and your crew on board all kept running. Cold layup is essentially when you turn it off, take the keys away, leave it. The problem with a cold layup is it can take a long time to restart and get the systems working. Causes a lot of damage, apparently. So the operators much prefer a warm layup with a smaller crew on board, continue to run the vessel and be functioning. That's why the cruise ships have been in and out of the port of Southampton during the lockdown with just skeleton crews on board of about 150 crew. Ships active. They come into ports, pick up supplies of food and rum and a change of staff, and then they go and drop anchor somewhere in the sunny south coast. The wonderful Weymouth Bay is quite popular, and Torquay is very popular as well. Some people have said that docking in ports $50,000 a day, whereas dropping your anchor in the bays along the south coast is free. See why operators will be coming in, going back out again. When the weather's rough, they pull up their anchors and go back out to the English Channel. It's dangerous for these large cruise ships to be anchored too close to shore when the weather's rough. So much safer to be steaming up and down the channel. And we can see now visibility is really dropping off. Just been a miserable grey day. Bit of sun earlier. I could feel a bit of heat, but I shall follow the Britannia cow-shot spit, and then she'll sort of disappear off the right-hand side of the screen, and I suspect that'll be the last we see of her. It'll be too difficult to follow her further because see the Isle of Wight now, but we'll keep following her for a bit longer. Oh, hi there, Steve. Yes, I make a good point that a lot of the crew on board these ships aren't necessarily from the UK, and they will need to be flown in from around the world, which I think is why they're starting to build up numbers on board. Of course, if you've arrived from a different part of the world, you need to quarantine as well. Isle of Wight? No, Isle of Wight. Yes, it's the Isle of Wight. Biggest island in the UK. What are the two lights in the distance? Or which two lights? About. Could be the Isle of Wight, or it could be the Hawley Power Station. There is a big transmitter for television based in Rowridge on the couple of red lights this way. Further to the right. And you get a good view of the tankers from this vantage point. It's all fueling there at the Fawley. The big silver building you can see, middle of the right of the screen, is the activity centre of exciting indoor activity. A velodrome and an indoor rock climbing wall. And just about now, where the Britannia is just at the head of Cowshot Spit. If you fancy a bit of ship spotting, that would be a great location to be. Ships do pass by very close there. You can check the times on the ETS's website for the ship movement. Time it correctly, you can come down to Cowshot Spit, get a great view of the passing ships. Something large is always quite fun to watch. And there is always a great deal of pleasure craft in the area. There's a bit of a wind there, there's lots of kite surfing as well. So I would recommend that as a bit of a ship spotting location. There's a nice little cafe in the big silver building, the activity centre, so get yourself a cup of coffee. I do believe they sell beer as well. Yeah, visibility is really falling away. Well, shipmates, like I say, don't forget Sunday morning for Iona. Captain Jack has promised. Well, he hasn't promised. Frame that. Captain Jack has said he might see if we can have a little chat with us over the radio. Ahoy there, Paul M. Didn't the activity centre be the base for flying boats many years ago? Yes, it did. Yes, I think the last flying boat was, I think it was in the 80s or early 90s, a lot more recently than I anticipated. There is a museum in the Cowshot Castle, which is worth a look around, and it explains the history of the building and part it played in World War II. Flying boats as well. So definitely worth a visit if you're down there doing a bit of ship spotting. So shipmates, don't forget Sunday for the Iona. Another very impressive ship. the Britannia for just a little longer. In fact, the current plans for the Hawley site, because it's no longer a power station, being turned into residential properties, a Venetian-style canal-based development. Plans don't seem to be moving very quickly with that. Certainly quiet out on the water there. Those big cylindrical things, buildings, you can see that the Britannia is just about to pass. They are part of the buildings at that end, part of the refinery. And here's another one of the car parks. Well, thanks for tuning in, shipmates, and thanks to the Spanners for providing excellent information in the chat. And thank you, shipmates, for driving. Till next time, shipmates.
Rider VTS, that's all copied. Please stand by on 12 and 09 over. Red Osprey VTS, all copied, thank you. First boots on VTS.
VTS most Bouton.
VTS, do you copy losing Zone 2, over?
Sorry, negative.
VTS is just at the PC and it's given 20 minutes, over.
Roger that, that's fine, I'll be there.
VTS, that's all copied. Red Falcon at 40 deep inbound.
Copy, thank you.
City Cardiff, PTS, that's all copied. Thank you. Good evening.
ETSC, vertical sun, that's western shell path.
And there's Baton VTS, that's all copied. Thank you.